Three, two, and always Facebook. Always Facebook is the last one to register. Here we go. We have finally gone live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Welcome to another episode, a Thursday night episode of THRS Deep Cuts. I'm Andrew.
I'm Dave.
And it's just us two tonight. There'll be no jumping in and out of other people and stuff. We were hoping to get a few other people involved in this one, but everyone's schedule is a bit bonkers. I think the long weekends tend to screw everyone up with what they're trying to accomplish in the week following. We were just talking about that before we went live tonight, how much this week is hurting us both. Yeah, but for those tuning in, thanks for joining us. Whether you're watching live now or tuning in later on via video or audio, thanks for spending some time with us. Tonight we're going to be reviewing the latest from Primitai and Garbage, as well as we're bringing back the classic review. And tonight's classic review is Black Sabbath. And that's the album there, Sabotage, that Dave is holding up for everyone to see. So that's what we're going to be going through later on. We're going to be going through a bit of a different hot topic in just a second, which is more or less an announcement on what could possibly be our final television broadcast. So more information on that in just a second with some links and that to follow. Make sure you hit the description. There's a lot of links that are relevant to this whole thing tonight. And in general, so follow those links, hit like, subscribe, all that usual stuff that everyone gets to do. Check out our sponsors too. A big thank you to Squidding, Scrimping, Alt, Cult, and Rockstar Finance. Their details there as well. Please find them. Give them a follow as well. Be greatly appreciated by us here. Show them some love. And if you want to help us out directly, our PayPal and Patreon links are there as well. So any little bit does help. So by all means, do or do not. It is entirely up to you. We got some people jumping in, some regulars, which is good. Dean's jumped in to say, hey, Andrew and Dave. Hope all is well with you. Looking forward to the reviews. Looking forward to having you here with us. So thanks for jumping in yet again. Our good friend Nikki. Hello, Shockers. Well, that's kind of fitting in the context of the chat we were having before we went to air. So, yeah. If the audience ever saw that goes on that chat, I think that'll die of shock. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. And Nudes, our good friend Nudes has gone. Hi, lads. Thanks for joining us, and thank you for correcting me on the post earlier tonight too. I completely fucked up which week it is. Getting toward the end of quote-unquote community television has made me a bit loopy. The episode I teased earlier today for tonight on Channel 44 is actually going to air next week because I uploaded it this morning to their server, so it's all a bit sort of what the fuck's going on. So I'm living in about 3 different week time frames at the same time, so I tend to fuck things up a bit here and there when I'm tired, like I am today. But generally speaking, all is well. How are you going, Dave? We'll get into things shortly, but how are you going?
Yeah, been good. Just usual work, hanging out with the family, watching wrestling, listening to music, listening to lots of Metal Church, preparing for an upcoming special show that we have coming. Yep. And cramming some reviews for tonight. Can't complain too much. Winter sucks. I miss barbecues. I miss summer. At least we can have a couple of friends over these days, but waiting for restrictions to ease a little bit. Can't complain. Life is good. How you been, man?
Yeah, good. All around. I know that it's, the getting into the dead of winter and all that sort of stuff now, but at the same time, this is a lot better than this time last year. So right now, it's perspective. I'm taking it in stride. We're doing a lot better this time around, especially when we're just coming out of a lockdown, which is nothing like we went through last year. So I'm grateful for where we are. And hopefully we can continue this path and get through winter relatively unscathed so we can enjoy a nice, fruitful summer, just like you were talking about in a few months there. That'd be fantastic. Because we were talking before, the year's rolling through. Halloween's not too far away now. And then after that, you get Christmas real quick. And Halloween, you and I both love Halloween. So it's kind of like, okay, now we can start actually getting ready for this shit. I actually have to start ordering some decorations to add on to things.
Yeah, we'll make it a big one this year. Oh, almost forgot.
Yeah.
Last taping, we did the Green Jelly album. We were talking about the Garbage Gang.
Yes.
So went and dug it out, found my old folder.
Oh, wow.
That Metal magazine? Remember that magazine? Yeah. Got some of those stickers. And there's one of the Garbage Gang there. And inside.
Shit. Fucking hell.
And the back. I don't even remember putting them on this folder, but there was some cool stuff there.
That's awesome, man. I haven't seen those in so long.
Yeah, it's been at least 30 years since I was buying the pack, and I think in my mid-teens I just stuck them on a folder when I found them. Yeah. But yeah, it's cool. I can't believe I still got them.
Wow, well done, man. Yeah. I think the only sort of collector's thing I've got from that kind of era is the old VFL footy cards. I got a whole bunch of those in a tin.
Oh, wow. I had so many of them as a kid. I don't know what happened to them. Shame.
I managed to hang on to those. There wasn't much else I managed to hang on to, but that's one of them. So that was cool.
Remember the bubble gum that came with them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
the smell.
Yeah.
One of the chemicals we use at work smells exactly like that. The first time I was like making the shit that we use this chemical for, I'm like, this smell reminds me of something. It only took like a second. Bubble gum from 80s football cards. Smells exactly the same. I don't know what they were putting in that shit, but we're all still here, so it can't be that bad.
Well, yeah, we are still here for now. We'll see what happens in another decade. But then by the time that happens, it's probably something to do with the vaccine anyway. So whatever. We'll see what happens. I'm taking the piss. In all seriousness, get vaccinated if you can. That's the way we get through all this shit. Anyway, but yeah, that's a wild ride, man. The first time you would have sniffed that would have been a trip down memory lane for you.
Yeah. There's some cool stuff in that folder too, going through that. And Rory was having a look at those pictures earlier. I was like, he can have a look. He's like, this is hilarious, Daddy.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's so cool. And he was getting into it.
He's got some of my twisted humor as well. So does Jay. Cool.
Yes, and we've seen that firsthand here too with the video games that are going on too, which is pretty cool. Your kids are great, mate. Well done on what you've done there so far, and then hopefully everything goes well. They're doing really well. So good on you for that. It's funny how that bubblegum smell never goes away. You remember it exactly what it is.
Yep.
It's funny because what we got here, Helen, our good friend Helen, has jumped in to say, evening crew, admiration off the charts for your dedication and tenacity. Cheers. Well, thank you for the kind words.
Thank you.
But she also added after that, no one knows what was in that stuff, but we love it. And yes, we do. That smell. I still remember how that tasted. Remember when the taste wore off?
Yeah.
And it was that rubbery kind of shit going on.
Why am I chewing this shit?
Yeah, but you kept going anyway because you wanted to get every last bit of it out before you got rid of it. Fucking weird. Nikki's gone bubblegum and kiss cards. Well, yeah, that'd be another one too. I never got the kiss cards, but
Robocop cards.
Hey?
I had Robocop cards from the movie.
Oh, wow.
They were fantastic. They were exceptionally violent. They had like the arm coming off and the hand exploding. It was so cool. Toxic waste, man. Everything an 11-year-old boy needs. It was so cool.
Now I know why you're so, much more careful what your kids get to see.
I know. By the time I was my oldest age, I'd seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Nightmare on Elm Street, and there's no way I'd be showing my kids that. We were a different breed back in the 80s.
Yeah, different times back then. Very different times. Sean's jumped in to say, hope you all guys best wishes to WA. Good to see you here, mate. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hopefully all is well with you guys over there too. Go and check out their magazine too. If you got a link there, Sean, put a link into the comments for your magazine. They do some good work over there. And Nikki, I had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cards. Oh my God.
I had that. I had a complete set. Worked very hard for that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Used to live around the corner from a milk bar. My mate's parents ran it. So that was handy.
That's nice. I'm just going to do something quickly here while we're just all sort of sitting there yakking away. Where am I at with this thing? I want to go. Where am I at? Ah, there it is. That's what I need to know. So, sorry, bear with me here for a second, folks. I will make this relatively interesting in a section. But I'm just going to share just in case. Oh, yeah, Sean's got it. I just wanted to make sure. I was actually going to go and find this link here. So the rockpit.net is what I was actually just going to go and hunt for while Dave goes to get his Jamison. Nice work there. We're having some fun. And that's the rockpit.net. Go and check that out. And they do a lot of good work over there. So well done to Sean and the team over there. Helen goes, let them watch Deliverance. Now, there's some adult supervision. Well, that would be interesting, Dave.
That is a good movie.
Yep. And Great Sky or Jeff, our good friend from Rush Special, jumped in to say hi on YouTube. So thank you for joining us tonight. Before we get stuck into things, your all-time favorite. Yeah. I've been keeping on. There's nothing really to talk about. It's just been another week. Had a nice long weekend, which was refreshing. Collingwood got a win on Monday, which was unexpected and fantastic.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's a bittersweet thing because Bucks is farewell, but at least they pulled it out for him. So well done. It was good to get that win. I expected us to get poleaxed. Tim and I are both saying that we're going to get absolutely smashed, and then it didn't turn out to be that way. So it was a good surprise for us all there. Got some more comments. Jeff's gone, Dave's secret obsession is Rush. There we go. There we
Hey, it would be if the singer would shut up.
God, okay. And Sean's always said, love your work and check out you guys, see what I need to be listening to. Hey, you guys do some good stuff too. Your posts help us to find some music as well. So it's a good communal effort all around. And Nikki said, Dave, have a drink, son. I think Nikki might be having a drink for all of us at the rate she's usually doing things. Anyway, let's have some fun here. The hot topic tonight is a bit different. So first of all, I'm going to put a link, which is in the description if you're not watching us live now. There's a link now to the petition to keep community television on the air. I know we bang on about this a fair bit at the moment, but it's important because there are literally 13 days left as it stands now for community television to be saved. We are hoping for a last-minute reprieve, but we do not know what is going to happen in that regard at all. I'm also going to put a comment in the comments, and it's in the description too, another link, which is to our Facebook group, the THRS Lounge. Please join that group, because what we're doing is right now we are planning what is potentially our television finale. Again, we've done this a few times now, especially you and I, Dave. But we have to go through it again, and every year we're doing something a bit different. Last year we did a massive special going back through highlights and memories of what we've accomplished over what is now 10 years of the show. There was some fun memories in there. But we figured we did a last-minute idea last night, and we just figured we'd have a different way of doing things this time around, and we want to get as much audience interaction with this as we can. So in the lounge, I'm going to put a post up after we're done here streaming tonight. So in about another 45 minutes or so, check out the lounge, and I'll put a post in there regarding this. And also keep your eyes peeled tomorrow, because there might be a little bit of a sneaky bonus at about that 7, 8 o'clock, maybe a bit later on mark. So between 7 and 9, keep an eye out on the lounge. Just check in now and then. You might get a little bit of a surprise. No promises yet, but we're going to try something. And this is all to do with, because we have to do this every time, we want to try and make it different every time we do these farewell specials. We can't keep doing the same thing all the time. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to do a clip show, and we're going to try and fill all the 6-hour spot that we've got. We've got 6 hours on the end of month broadcasts, and assuming everything goes to plan, that the antenna awards aren't on and all sorts of stuff. There's a whole lot of caveats with this. But if everything goes to plan, we're going to sit down over the weekend and film amongst ourselves. We're going to be filming our basically last favorite clips to play while we got a chance to play them on TV. And we want all of you out there to get involved in this as well. So there'll be options to send in a video yourself to introduce your own song and say a few words if you want to. Otherwise, just put your request in and we'll try and get to it, and we'll try and read it out for you and give you a shout out on television for what could potentially be our last hurrah. So all the details for that will be in the THRS Lounge, which is linked in the comments and in the description. Please do join the group, and keep an eye for that post. And about that, like I said, 45 odd minutes from now, and then we'll get into it, and we'll have some fun with this tomorrow as well. So, the sneaky post will be on Saturday, I should say, not tomorrow. I keep thinking today's Friday for some stupid reason. I keep feeling like today's Friday. So no, Saturday there'll be a sneaky post. Now, if it comes off, we'll do something a bit different on Saturday. But again, all the details you need to know for this will be in the lounge tonight after we get done with this live stream. So yeah, there's a lot there to go through in that regard, and we're going to sit down, rattle off some of our favorite clips, and try and get as many people from over the years of the show involved as we can, and also get as many of you out there involved as we can as well. Any thoughts you want to add to that, Dave, before we...
I'll just basically echo what you said. If you're in a band, request some clips. If you're a fan, you think something's awesome, let us know. Yep. If not, just join the THRS Lounge. There's plenty of cool stuff in there happening all the time. People get really interactive. It's a nice little community, so come and join us. And as Andrew said, watch out for the sneaky post on Saturday, because if this works, it will be something pretty cool that we haven't done before. So
we've never done before.
No, never done before.
Yeah,
so it'll be pear-shaped, shit goes bad sometimes.
It probably will, but that'll be half the fun. At least we'll have it all recorded, so that'll be the best part of it. So,
yeah.
And Matthew Corder's already got a request in here, so push it live tool. All right, well, we'll see if we can make that one work for you. Helen's already jumped in to say that I can't see the link here, unfortunately, but there's plenty to talk about. I'm going to send a link between a sample for some talk at some stage. All right, we'll have to check that out in the comments later on. I can't do it on this platform now. But Sally, our good friend Sally, has actually switched over to YouTube tonight. So thanks for joining us on YouTube. Very, very cool. You're welcome, Matthew. I'll see if we can squeeze that one in. All right, so we'll get that post happening in the lounge a little bit later on. We'll get moving on. But, yeah, keep an eye out for all that, and please do get involved in this. It'll be a first and potential last time we get a chance to do this one. So, yeah, now is the time. If you're going to get involved in it, now is definitely the time to do so. This could be the last chance. We don't know. And thank you for signing the petition, Matthew. Matthew signed the petition to keep community television online, and we definitely appreciate that. So the more people do that, the better. That link is in the description and the comments as well. So please do sign the digital petition to keep community television on the air. It's very, very important, especially in this day and age where there is less and less Australian media getting support in this country. So please sign it, and hopefully we can get some good news between now and the 30th of June. Otherwise, we'll keep on keeping on online, but that'll be it for us when it comes to TV. We'll see how we go. But now I'm going to put another link in the comments, which is also in the description. This is our first review for tonight. So the band is Primitai. The song is The Uprising. That's what's in the description and the comments now. This is what you're going to go and check out if you want to get involved in what we're talking about here. So our first review for tonight, Primitai, Violence of the Skies, 12 tracks for 64 minutes. The 6th studio album from the English band, released March 2021 via Rock of Angels Records. Produced by Tom Keach at Cedarfield Studios and Pete Miles at LSD Studio. Mastered by Alan Dushers at West Side Music. 4 singles have been released, including Valley of Darkness and The Uprising. This is a concept album about escaping the end of the world and has guest spots from Paul Quinn of Saxon and Tom Draper of Carcass, along with a couple of others as well. There's been quite a bit of hype from people we know that are close to us behind the scenes, so we figured it was about time to go over it. So Tim, here we go. Just in time, he's jumped in. So Tim, hi guys, this album rocks. So this is partly for you, and also Dennis is another one that's pushed for this album as well. And quickly, Benjamin's jumped in to say, hey guys, as well. So thank you for joining us on YouTube. Awesome. Good to see more people jumping in for this one. So Dave, how did you go with Primitai?
Yeah, I've been hearing lots of things about this. I've been seeing people posting saying that they're listening to this album. Finally got a chance to listen to it, and have to say, hype is right. This album touches me right in my special place right from the very start. It's fucking great. The band sounds amazing. It's all captured really well. This is everything that has been cool about heavy metal, old and new, all wrapped up into this glorious package of super cool power metal. Guitar solos, keyboard solos, and it's often hard to pick which one's more impressive because the keys are fucking great on this. Killer vocals, ticks all the right boxes for me. There's nothing there just for the sake of having to put something in, but it all serves the purpose. I mean, everything that you found cool about heavy metal and rock and roll, there's an element of that in the whole album, and every song just has this bit that stands out. It's like, fuck yeah, that's cool. But it's not there just to show off. Killer riffs on here, plenty of melodic playing, harmonized solos, duels between the guitars and keyboards. It all flows really nicely. There's nice diversity between it. It's an interesting listen from start to finish. Each song composed and performed well.
I'm going to cut that
moment. Fuck. I'm not composed or performed well, but this album is. This album is complete anti-Dave. Yeah, there's moments all through this that made me think, fuck, that was clever. There's some very cool shit.
Well done.
Oh, well. Great
for the
music creating. We're professional. What can I say?
Yeah, of course we are.
We deserve to win that award. Fuck.
Yeah, we'll see how we go with that one.
No, I can't wait for the speeches. Anyway, getting back to the album. Great music creating mood with music, not just lyrics. There's a song called The Cold Surface of the Moon. It's got a very haunting intro and just puts you right into that frame of mind. Of course, it's all conjecture because I've never been to the moon. I don't know what it would be like there, but it might be like what this sounds like. So credit to that. I'd like to know if these guys have been to the moon. That'd be interesting. Valley of Darkness, very cool epic track. Nice slow build and develop and payoff. There's a keyboard and guitar duel on the song Warrior of Time. And fuck, that was cool. And there's a nice little melody at the end of the closing moments of that track. It's just like, these guys can play, but they're also not taking themselves too serious, and they're having a little bit of fun with that. Artwork is awesome. The band logo is cool.
Pick up on that, I reckon.
Yeah, and the band logo is cool. There hasn't been a cool band logo for ages. This is the type of shit kids would have drawn on a school desk back in high school. You learn how to get that detail happening. Hell of a lot of great music in here to enjoy. Make sure you don't overlook this one. It's more than worth your time. Okay, it's 8.5 out of 10. Stars of My God, Valley of Darkness, Warriors of Time, and The Cold Surface of the Moon. Great album.
It is a very good album. I'm going to second what you said there. Classic metal, loaded with melody, a bit of the 80s in there as well. So it is all that, sort of throwback stuff. But it's a very melodic, traditional metal kind of thing with all the synth touches that you want, but nothing overdone in that regard too. It's built around riffs and vocals, some really nice solos, which I thought were really tastefully done. This stuff nicely. But the hooks are catchy too. Heaps of energy. The energy and the hooks combine to make this a really infectious listen that sort of stays with you a lot more than you expect on the first pass as well. I love the rhythm section on this. It's solid as all fuck, which is perfect because it gives the platform for the rest of the stuff you were talking about with the guitars, the vocals, the keys to sort of, jump off and do their thing. And what I liked, where that shined the most is on tracks like Valley of Darkness. There was some really cool composition in there, like that epic track. It's the 4th song on the album, but that whole thing just builds really, really nicely. The storytelling in that song alone is fantastic, but then you got to take in the whole, the composition across the album. Everything is really nicely done. The lyrics go hand in hand with that too, because it's a concept. It's not, I don't get the impression you get a full-blown narrative out of it, but it's a very well executed concept. Yeah, it's well executed though.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. It's more like markers in time versus a particular streamline narrative. But it all works really nicely. And what I liked about it was that the craft on it was so well thought out and executed. Like you were saying, they have some fun with it. Nothing is overdone, which is critical for this sort of stuff too. Otherwise, it becomes taxing to listen to. And it was just well executed while still being really infectious, which is pretty bloody hard to get right. I like the tempo and the groove shifts on this one. They help move the album along, combined with the little, marks in time that they've got here with the concept. All that sort of stuff makes this thing move. It's a bit of a long one, just over an hour, but it moves nicely. It doesn't get boring or stagnant at all. And I like things like piano on the Cold Surface of the Moon. Those were little touches that changed the mood up nicely as well. There were some cool little bits and pieces like that. Production was fantastic. My God, this sounded good. Crystal clear. Have to give it some credit. It's so well balanced. It's got heaps of grip, but nice polish too. Really warm. The balance, and particularly where the backing vocals came in on this, that was bang on. Those harmonies and the way they sort of pushed through. They just filled it out. They didn't go over the top, but they really did just sort of really fill it out nicely. It's nothing complicated about it. It's just get good tones, mix it really well, and it's got good push and pull in just the right times and just the right ways. And those little moments help to accent songs in just the right way. Performances are fantastic all around on this too. Whether you like guitar, vocal, drums, bass, whatever keys, you're going to find your little particular focus point will be highlighted on this at some way or most of the way through, because you're so able to hear everything. Whatever floats your boat is going to get your attention. It's going to hold it, and you're going to be impressed by not only the way this is played and written, performed, all that sort of stuff, but also how it sounds too. The fun part was the bonus tracks. To me, they're a little more quote unquote generic, but they are a good little antidote to the whole weight of the concept of the album before that, which is a nice little thing. And I think this is very, very well done. Albums like this that are so hyped up, for me, tend to not quite get there. This is pretty good, though. This goes pretty close to being, what people, tease it to be for you. So this is very, very well done. It'll be a sneaky grower too, I think, even though I've scored it same as you, 8.5 out of 10 this time around. It's one of those ones that I think could grow as the year progresses, because it does stay with you and it, it gets stuck in your head a bit more. So this will be one that's definitely going to be in the memory bank when we do our top 10s in December. But yeah, like I said, 8.5 out of 10 from me. Really good, fucking solid metal album. If you like melodic metal at all, get onto this one. I picked The Cold Surface of the Moon, Valley of Darkness, and The Storm Kings as my standout on this one. Now, as always, people, if you have thoughts, experiences, or whatever else, make sure you give us your comments in this, or give us your thoughts in the comments as we go along. I've got some comments here to go through, so yeah, we'll go to garbage in a minute, but Jeff has gone, where's Jimmy? What's he doing on Thursday night? It's better than this. Don't answer that. Get on your bum, lol. All right, Jeff, Jimmy is focusing on Sonic Circus these days. He's off writing songs at the moment, and he's having a great time doing that, and that's what he's purely wanted to focus on these days, just for those that are asking about Jimmy. But we're going to try and get him involved in our television finale and also our special episode coming up in August. I think we're planning one for then too to celebrate 10 years of the show. So stay tuned. You will hopefully see him soon. Nikki's going to spit it at Dave when you were having your fun. Dave's impression of Dennis's Eyes of Alice Cooper review. That's a memory from the past. What do we got here? All right, Benjamin Payne's jumped in with something different. I'm slightly sad. I waited for the new Elliot Meppery song to drop yesterday, and it was badly recorded. I think he's missing Tom Larkin's guidance. Tom drums for shared mastered too. Okay, I haven't checked it out fully yet. I've only quickly had a quick look at it today because I noticed the video had been dropped. So I do want to go and check it out. And yes, it is very, very. It's one of those ones. That's the song there, Tangaroa, and we are very, very cool. Oh, we love that band. So hopefully this one, yeah, it could also be how you heard it and stuff too. Like there's different. We've had discussion before about how different things are compressed in different formats. So we'll see how it goes. I will check it out and see what I think. Helen jumped in to say, melodic is always good. As a punter, you want to walk away with a hum. Yes, definitely. And this album will definitely give you that. All right. We're going to go into some very strange territory. I'm not sure how this is going to go. Well, actually, no, I'm pretty sure how this is going to go, but we'll see, see what actually pans out with this one. Next up, we're going to talk about a little band called Garbage. While Dave pours himself another drink, I feel like he's getting some intestinal fortitude going for this one. Generally, Dave, you drink it before you do the review. That way you've got some, that Dutch courage going on for you. But the song we're talking about, it's Garbage. The song is No Gods, No Masters, which is also the title of the album, which we'll review in a second. But yeah, please hit the link in the description or in the comments if you want to check this out for yourselves. I'm not making any guarantees anyone will like this, especially not for our audience, but we did review the debut album for these guys for our Michael Gudinski special a little while ago. So I figured we'd catch up with this one. So here we go. Garbage, No Gods, No Masters, 11 tracks for 46 minutes. There is a bonus disc which has an additional 8 tracks for 37 minutes. There's a lot here. The 7th studio album of the American band, released June 2021 via Stun Volume, produced by the band and Billy Bush at Red Razor and Grunge is Dead in California. 3 singles have been released, including the title track and The Men Who Rule the World. This album is described as a critique of the rise of capitalist short-sightedness, racism, sexism, and misogyny across the world. So there's a bit of meat on the bone in terms of content for this one. That's also to do with the number 7 and numerology and all sorts of stuff too. There's a bit going on in this one. This will be very interesting. Dave, how did you go?
Yeah, I've never been a Garbage fan at all. I remember when they came back on the scene and it was not floating my boat at all. So when we did the Michael Gudinski special, that was my first time listening to the whole debut album from start to finish. And it was terrible. I didn't binge it
like that.
For those who didn't see it. But I could find something to appreciate in it, but it's not to my cup of tea. The main thing being the electronic element of the music, which I really don't like at all. I was hoping that after all these years, they might have seen the error of their ways and ditched all that unnecessary electronic noise that they fucked their songs up with. But no, the first thing you hear sounds right out of an 80s video game. Shame. It's really a shame because the lyrics do have some bite to them and they definitely got something to say. If this band presented their music in a different way, it would appeal to me more, but I just can't deal with fucking electronic noises. It shits me to tears.
I knew when you were going to get involved in this one, this is where it was going to go. Yeah,
it's just, oh, fuck. I was willing to, bands change over time, but that just noise at the start of the first track is like, for fuck's sake.
They double down.
Yeah. It did pick up as it went along, though. There's a slower song called Uncomfortable Me, and that was pretty good. She's definitely got a good voice, and those lyrics in that song drew my attention, and there wasn't much of the shit that put me off. So that was actually a highlight for me. That was a pretty good song. Okay, and Waiting for God is another good one with interesting lyrics. It's just the music on that one did nothing for me. There was a
Yep.
song called Flippin' the Bird, and how many times can a fucking band pull off that same electronic drum beat that opens that fucking song? I mean, if you got a Casio keyboard that I think just about every second household might, you got those programmed drum beats, that'd be
Yep.
number one. It's so overused and so cliche. And Jesus Christ. The lyrics are definitely the standout thing on this album. And if they wanted to re-record this whole thing with acoustic guitars and just ditch all the digital shit, it'd be a much better album. But
Okay.
that's not their style. I guess this appeals to some people. Got to credit the lyrics because they are really well done, and she does have a good voice. It's just the rest of it. It's a question of taste. It is well recorded and it sounds good, but yeah, can't bin it because there is some good elements. Gave it 4 out of 10, and Uncomfortable Me and Waiting for God were my standouts.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, this isn't going to be a hard rock show staple. This album, I love the debut album. I think it's fantastic. I always have enjoyed it. It tends to get a regular spin from me whenever I get a chance to as well. This one is a pretty long way removed from that, and it continues this band's journey into sort of hit and miss territory for me since the debut album. It's not like I'm the biggest devoted fan. It's just that the debut album, I love it, and ever since then, it's been sort of I like some stuff, not like other stuff. It's a bit hit and miss. This one, where this one would fit for us, if it wasn't for the music side of things, is definitely in the intensity, which is in the lyrics. It's got a really nasty edge, really nasty bite to it. Guitars on this one are more of an accent than any sort of focus instrument. I thought it was well used. I know in amongst all the electronic stuff that is going to shit you to tears. For me, I can appreciate it. I think that if you're a deep dive Nine Inch Nails fan, you might get something out of this one. And how they've used the guitar as an accent on certain songs and certain moments is very well done. It's well thought out. But again, it's really synth based. Big focus on the drums and the bass on this as well to get that sort of groove effect going, which leans in a bit to the pop side of this band as well. The tempo changes were good on this. The production is bang on. You got to give credit to that. Expect no less from this band. It's anything with Butch Vig involved in is going to have really great production. You can hear absolutely everything, and there's a fair bit going on when you dig into this one and how it sounds, how it's been mixed, all that sort of stuff. They've got some really nice use of panning. The technical execution of this is fantastic. How they managed to get things to sit and be so clear when there's actually a bit going on is really well done. And in the middle of that, you've got Shirley Manson's vocal, and it fucking smokes on this one. Her tone is fantastic. She's lost nothing over the years at all. I love the way she sounds. I love her delivery, and the lyrics that go with it are fucking intense. And that's where the highlight of this for me is, as well as you, Dave, is the lyrics on this one. Not shy of something to say and not backwards and coming forwards either. It's pretty blunt, and I don't mind that at all. It's an album for the times that we're in currently. So if you've been paying any attention all over the last few years to what's been going on around us with a lot of the topics that I mentioned at the top, like misogyny, there's racism, all sorts of stuff in there too. The failed capitalism aspects of things, especially when you look at what's happening in the United States over the last couple of years. There's a lot going on, a lot to take in, and these songs really do hit the nail on the head in a lot of respects too. So it's very well done. It might put some people off because it is very feminist, I guess, for a lot of it. But for me, at the same time, I think it's empowered. I think it's done the right way. I don't think there's anything too bad in there at all. To be honest, I can just see that, more closed-minded people will be off-put by it. But I think it's well executed. The storytelling is good, and the dramatic impact, the weight of what's being said really does hit home with what it is. It's challenging. It's not a bad thing to be challenged in how you listen to music and how you take it in. So this is good for that. I think this is one of those ones where a lot of critics will look back on this one in a decade or so from now and go, this is a real moment in time kind of album. And I think it'll age better than what we might think on first pass as time goes on. But we'll see what happens. It's one of those ones where if you're open-minded, you'll get something out of it. If you're looking for your traditional rock or metal, then stay away. It's not going to have anything for you there at all. The bonus disc was interesting. The addition makes this one really, really long, but there's a couple of cool songs there I liked. Or the cover of Starman by Bowie was interesting. Did you hear that at all, Dave, or not?
No, didn't know. We'll venture in and give that a listen. That's a cool song.
Yeah, give that
I'm a big Bowie fan.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what you think of that one because you're the big Bowie fan of us all, you and Jody in particular. But that was not a bad version. I'm not expecting you to love it, but I think it wasn't bad. But I have another song on there called Destroying Angels, and that's another one that's really dark too. Like, there's a lot of darkness in this. It's not a happy listen at all, but it's very, very well done, executed very well. So it's going to come down to taste about how much you can take in on the music side of things. But if this was released as poetry, or like you said, an acoustic sort of thing, that'd be really, really cool. Even just atmospheric music, not the boppy sort of stuff, but just really expansive, almost cinematic kind of scoring well with this kind of lyrical intensity. I thought that was cool. But anyway, check it out if you want to. If you're looking, like I said, for rock and metal, don't do it though, because this isn't going to please you. 6 out of 10 from me. It all comes down to taste. Nothing to do with execution, just purely on taste. Godhead, Flipping the Bird, and The Creeps were my standouts on this one. So it's a bit of a different one. Weren't really sure we were getting when we got into that one, but we figured we'd give it a go, and that's how it went. What else we got? I've got some comments now. Rightio. Okay, Ben has joined us. I'll get to his question in a second before we get to the next review. Benjamin, about the Alien Weaponry one, I think. Listen to it on the big Sirius stereo, but the bass was so compressed I couldn't help but think and justice. Okay, I will check that out. That's about the Alien Weaponry. I didn't get that on my very, very brief listen, but I will go and check it out on my good rig at home. Oh, when I go back inside, actually. Helen jumped in. Dave needs more crowdfunding for more grog. I think that's all of us, not just Dave. Jeff said, I love garbage. I lovingly take it out of the curb every week. However, he did add after that, but seriously, they were a great band. Butch Vig is an amazing musician and producer. Yes, he is very good at what he does. Benjamin says, needs more cowbell when it comes to your description of this, of the garbage album, Dave.
Wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, but he also said, hey, I have a Casio drum machine too. So we'll see what happens. Excuse me. He says, hey, I have a real drum, but it comes out whenever he's been drinking. So, well, there we go. That's a good way to do it. Sally jumped in. Nope, can't do the Casio thing. I'm out. Here we go. Wayne. Did I miss Black Sabbath? No, you have not missed Black Sabbath. So stick with us. We're going to be getting to that in a moment. Wayne, please stay with us. What else we got here? Helen jumped in to say there is safe and safe, not necessarily complacent, but a commercial viability. Yeah, this one does have a bit of that about it in the music, but not in the lyrics. And Benjamin also said, my RZ one is awesome. Never get drunk or stoned. I don't have to pay it. Well, there is that when it comes to automated machines to make life easier for everyone. All right, sorry?
And it won't fuck his girlfriend.
Well, that's true too. It won't steal the girlfriend unless you're doing something really, really wrong. But anyway.
Machine, baby.
Yeah. And Nikki's jumped in to say Wayne. So here we go. She's happy to see him. He's on YouTube. Nikki's on Facebook. So you two need to work something out there. But Ben jumped in with a question earlier on. Before we go to the next one, we're just going to quickly answer this one. Dave, how and when did you meet me?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Chatted a couple of times on Facebook before I met Andrew in person, but Lucky 13, the Gigs the Hard Rock show we're putting on. I also found the show beforehand, and I went down to see some of the bands they were talking about. Walked in, saw Andrew talking, I think Tabitha and her sister, Jess. I think you were talking to them. I walked up, said hi, and we chatted about the Crowbot album that had been released that year.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, and stuck around for the whole night. Met Ant from the Warbirds that night as well. And I think either that night or the night after, I met Nikki as well there. So, yeah, there's some good gigs at Lucky 13. Yeah. So, yeah, that's where we met Andrew. And then I came down to some of the Hard Rock Show tapings. And, jumped up for the Alice Cooper special. When, he kept saying, anyone want to get up and say anything about an album? And no one was. And then Welcome to My Nightmare came up. Like, well, fuck, I love this album. I'll just jump up and wing it. Yeah.
You did well.
Yeah. Oh, I could talk about that album for ages. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, well, you did that, and then you kept doing that. You started getting involved in those specials more, which was cool. Yeah. And then when you started the radio station, you started doing your own show for that. I think you were the first one to put a show on the radio station.
Yeah. Ended up doing like 120 episodes, I think, over a couple of years.
You did 100, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah. Which is fucking well done to you on that one. And then after that was going, we asked you to run the station for us because I was too busy with everything else.
Yeah. And put new programs on there, met some more people, new crew members that are on the TV show now.
Yeah. So that's been our little recruiting pool for everyone over for a while there. And then you became a regular on the show. So
I remember jumping up for the Black Sabbath special. That was the first one when Jimmy couldn't make it for a couple of weeks. I think I had like 2 or 3 days to review the entire Black Sabbath catalog, which is easy, as you'll see from the Squirt Fest that's coming up from this next review.
It's fitting, isn't it, actually, to talk about that in the current context.
Yeah.
So there you go, Ben. That's a brief history of what we've gotten through up till now. So there we go. Here we go. Helen's gone good old-fashioned booze being the conduit. And Jeff G has jumped in. Welcome to My Nightmare is almost as good as an album from Rush. So
Yeah.
and I believe that's the same as before.
If Alice sung on the Rush albums, they'd be so much better.
That would be interesting, actually. That collaboration would be actually really interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
There's a hot topic in that. What would be some interesting but out there collaborations? Rush working with Alice Cooper would be one of them.
Yeah. Mix it up. Like Wednesday 13 working with Slipknot.
Yeah, that would be bizarre. Nikki's jumped in with some nice words. You're a legend, Dave, as is AB. Well, thank you, Nikki. Your check is...
We know.
Fucking hell. All right. On that note, let's get to the main event for the evening before we run out of time. In the links... In the comments, we're going to put a link, and it's also in the description too if you later on. We have Black Sabbath, Symptom of the Universe. I found a live clip for that, which comes from the late 70s. And if you're tuning in on Channel 31 this coming Saturday, you'll get to see it there too. There's a little sneak peek for you. But that's the clip we've gone with for this one. Black Sabbath, Symptom of the Universe live from about 78, I think it is, from memory, but I might be wrong. I'm not 100% sure of that. But anyway, that's there. And then we have Sorry, our messenger is going off here. What the fuck is going on here?
That's Nikki.
It's Nikki. Okay, fucking hell. Rightio. Okay, before we get stuck into the review, fun fact from Benjamin is gone. Tony Iommi used banjo strings on his Gibson SG to get his signature sounds. He did a lot of things differently. He did a lot of things.
Down too, I think.
Yeah, he did a lot, and he had the special tips on his fingers and all sorts of stuff too. Like a lot he did differently. He was one of the pioneers in more ways than just the musical stuff too, which is cool. Helen also jumped in. Make sure you check out my previous link with Procol Harum and Alice Cooper sample. Okay, cool. That's in there too. So we'll have to go through the comments of this one later on, Dave, and find that link and have a go through it. But anyway, let's get on to it. We're going to talk about a little album from Black Sabbath. So this is Black Sabbath with Sabotage. 8 tracks for 44 minutes. Wayne, I hope you're still with us. 6th studio album from the English band, released July 1975 via Vertigo. Produced by the band with Mike Butcher at Morgan Studios in London. This album was written and recorded in the midst of a major legal stresses, which led to the album title. And as such, this didn't really have any real singles attached to it. It did have a peak at number 28 in the US and number 7 in the UK with a few other top 50 spots. And it's been certified gold in the US and silver in the UK. So this one had a bit of trouble when they were going on with it, but that didn't stop them from putting on a good album. So how'd you go, Dave?
I wrote a fucking essay last night, so I edited a little bit this afternoon. And I'm going to add some stuff because I'm thinking back in memory lane. And when I was 12 years old, I became an Aussie fan and started going through his solo albums. And he's got an album called Talk of the Devil, which after Randy Rhoads died, he did a whole set of Black Sabbath songs. That was the first time hearing Sabbath for me.
Oh, okay.
And after that was a video I found at my video library, the Never Say Die, I think, video from one of their last tours. And and they opened that set with Symptom of the Universe. And I fucking love that song. It's amazing. So when I saw the CD in the record store, had to save up my pocket money, my $5 a week. Had to get it. Got the picture disc inside.
Nice.
And around the same time, my mate's also buying CDs, so he got most of the earlier ones, but this was just a special album for me. I'd play it over and over and over. They ditched some of the more intricate composition that they did on Sabbath Bloody Sabbath and got back to some of the more straightforward songwriting like Symptom of the Universe and The Hole in the Sky. But of course, there's also room for more experimentation and what I call dark prog with Megalomania. And there's also some poppy-friendly stuff with Am I Going Insane Radio. And, of course, there's the chanting of Superstar. It's a very diverse listen, but overall this album just flows perfectly. Ozzy is nailing those high notes. And I read somewhere that Zakk Wylde once asked Ozzy, how did you manage all those high notes on Sabotage? And Ozzy's reply was simple, cocaine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's not a surprise.
Yeah. Well, yeah, at this stage, fuck. If you've read any biography of Sabbath, you know what stage the band was at this point. When you're talking Sabbath with any classic rock fan, they'll always go to the debut, Paranoid, Masters of Reality, and Volume 4. The more astute people will go to Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. This one tends to get overlooked a lot, which is a shame because there's some fantastic songs on this. Probably their last really great album of the classic lineup. It's really memorable riffs on here. The opening, The Hole in the Sky, any person that's heard this album can just picture that or hear it in their head. And Symptom of the Universe, it's such a fucking simple riff, but it's so effective. It's basically just E to the tritone, B flat. I only just recently found out the guitars on this are actually tuned down a step and a half. So what sounds like an open E is actually what would be a G power chord. So it's like playing Enter Sandman in an open string position. It's the same notes, but it sounds different. And it's just that subtle difference in feel that makes this riff that fucking extra little bit of evil. And it just vibrates in that alternative tuning. The strings just sound differently.
Yeah.
In typical Black Sabbath fashion, they continue to influence so many bands to this day, whether people gone back to hearing Sabbath or they've heard bands that were influenced by Sabbath and it's indirect influence. But there's just that element of dark and shade in their songwriting. And the heavy riffs are contrasted by the soft melodies and executed so brilliantly. Symptom of the Universe just flows perfectly into from a brutal onslaught into that gentle acoustic mellow piece. And then you got that the song at the close of the album, the Writ. You got that acoustic mellow part in the middle of that too. It just flows beautifully. There's also that quiet acoustic piece that leads into Symptom of the Universe that Don't Start Too Late. It's just very quiet. And they did stuff like that on Masters of Reality. And it was cool that they're bringing it back for this one. Megalomania, it's often overlooked. I don't think they performed it live since the tour for this album. But it's fucking brilliant. You got that haunting, almost understated, but beautifully effective intro. It's filled with just a little bit of desperation, maybe some addiction as well. That's just all coming across. And that satanic menace. They weren't like a blatantly satanic band, but they had that image. And hearing this in the early 90s when I was getting into music, and people still had that stigma of listening to metal, you want to raise the devil and kill your fucking neighbors. And we all knew it was bullshit, but it was good to fuck with people. And that type of song was great to provoke people. That and Superstar. Those two songs, it's just like, roll your eyes up into your head and just like, fuck, I'm going to kill your cat. I hate cats. And then you get that mood change to the heavy part of Megalomania, and it just flows beautifully. You got that awesome riff. Tony Iommi, I mean, he never ran out of ideas. I'm sure he got fed up with trying to be like the riff machine, but whatever made it to the albums was fucking quality. And then you got the drums, billboards just pounding away, and then Ozzy's lyrics, he's just barking out all these crazy shit. You don't really know what he's talking about. And each verse winds down. You got stick me or free and suck me. Fuck you. The first time I heard that, like, I want to bring this to music class at school and play it because it'd be freaking out. Thinking back, man, listening to this in my early teens, I think a lot of this album, because I used to listen to this over and over, it probably influenced my taste in music to this day. Because when you hear a band, it takes the listener from one place to another through the course of their songs. You're not going to be satisfied when someone plays a 90-second fucking pop punk or just the same bullshit over and over. You want more intricate composition. And I think this album, thinking back, really affected me 20 years later when I get into Dream Theater and more intricate metal. Halloween I was listening to at the same time, so you could really tell a story with music. You don't want the boring pop shit. This album actually did need to be remastered. I think it was remastered a few years ago. Again, this CD actually sounds fucking terrible, especially Superstar with all those high notes. It's distorting the fuck out of it. It's terrible. It's a picture disc though, so it's a collectible, so that's cool. But yeah, on this new release, everything sounds really nicely balanced. For an album that's almost 50 years old, they obviously had some cool shit to work with, and they cleaned the sound up beautifully. I did some research. It's actually released in vinyl and CD, and there's a 16-track live album from 1975, the tour accompanying this. I wish that was on Spotify because I'd love to hear that. But fuck, however it's mastered, packaged, or presented, there's some fucking great songs on here. And I give this 9 out of 10. I would give it 10 out of 10 if it was any other band, but the weight of what came before, it's just a little bit below that. But Hole in the Sky, Symphony of the Universe, Megalomania, and Thrill of It All. It's a fucking great album. I'll shut up.
Wow. Okay. Well, Dave has just covered the whole lot off. I've got nothing to add. No, I will quickly add my 2 bits in. Everyone knows I have to get my say in there too. Look, copy paste a lot of what you said there. It's pretty much bang on the mark. I love the opening of this album. The little in-studio banter before the whole thing kicks off. But how they end Hole in the Sky has always been disconcerting to me. I know it's a deliberate thing, but fuck, it's just like just cuts. And it's like, oh, okay, I was enjoying that. But groove is cool. The song is awesome. And I like how on this particular album, I don't know about on the original CD you've got there, but because we're doing this because it was released as a remaster last Friday. Which is how this one got picked for this week. And the remaster I've listened to over the last couple of days has been pretty bloody good. You can hear everything, which means you now get to really hear how the bass and the drums have impacted what the songs were doing. It wasn't just Tony and Ozzy as the show. Bill and Geezer were doing more than their share on this too, and I love the rhythm section on this record. That all gives the platform for the guitars and the vocals to go and do their thing, which is what you want those two to do, but I just really, really appreciated it. I loved the edge on this one, especially in the guitar tone. The drums and the bass are nice and warm on this one. The vocals really bright up the top, and the guitar just cuts through right in the middle to fill things out nice. It was really well done. Just the tonal shifts and the way they did it was really smart. I liked how they used different EQ, different reverb on things to spice up the tones again. And adding that to the mid-song tempo changes like you were talking about before, like Symptom of the Universe, that's really cool. It adds to the whole composition aspect too. So the way they pushed and pulled with the production to add to the composition has been really well done. It's not like they've blatantly used the studio as an instrument because the songs will stack up on their own without it. But what they've done is enhance them by using the studio and the way they've done it, which is brilliant. I like the way they use the instrumentals on this record. It added a bit of that jam band element from it's definitely a 70s record. It feels like it, but not in a dated or aged badly way. This is one of those nostalgia listens, take you back to a happier time and place. I think it's really well done. And I think that the use of little things like percussive hits, piano, acoustic guitar, it just has great dynamics. And if you want to go down the old drinking game, peaks and troughs are all over this record for mine. There's even some big band moments in this, like Thrill of It All has, that brings a big impact to things while Dave just necks the bottle. There you go. There's that drinking game. And the little echo of the guitar riff that goes left and right is so subtle on that song. It's so cool too. So, once you get into it, the deep dive listen is fucking fantastic. If you like me, you like getting into the audiophile kind of territory, this is really nice. Megalomania shows the detail of all this sort of stuff too. Doing the loops and the backward touches in the era of tape is really hard to execute. If you've ever played with tape, you know what I'm talking about. It's fucking challenging. Should not be overlooked the execution of this from a technical standpoint. And for all that was going on in the studio with the legal shit going on around them and the troubles they were having, nothing seems to have impacted them in a negative way. If anything, they've managed to channel the energy and make this a more angry record, a more sort of lean one without losing all the fun, but they made it leaner, a bit more aggressive. And in the lyrics, you can get some of that bite too, which is really cool. I think performances are great. Lyrics are fantastic. The whole album is certainly not stagnant. I think it's always moving in either the songwriting or the production, and it just is fantastic. There's that cinematic moment in Superstar, which is another great gear change in this one too. This one wasn't as successful as other albums, and we've had a few comments in the post that I put up today saying, they love this album, and I think it's been one of those ones where everyone talks about the first 4, but this is really, really overlooked, and I think it should be given a bit more love than it has been to date. I wonder where the diehard fans rank this one, because I think it's fucking right up there for me. I loved it. 9 out of 10, just like you. Symptom of the Universe, Megalomania, and Hole in the Sky were my standouts on this one, where there are no dud tracks at all on this one. Okay, cool. We're getting some good comments coming through. I'll have to scroll back a bit. Sorry, guys. Bear with us for a second while I jump into it. What do we got here? Ben Albert's jumped in to say, hey, guys, so cool. Thanks for joining us. Took a bit of a while to get back to you, but yes, thank you for joining us. Jeff jumped in to say The Writ is one of the best Sabbath songs ever. So, yes, here we go. Wayne was excited to hear this review, so that's cool. Benjamin jumped in to say, one of my favorite LPs is Nativity in Black Tribute. Best cover.
Cool.
Yes. Of the universe. That's a good album.
That's fucking great, that cover.
Yeah, that is very, very cool. Jeff also said Sabotage is probably the last best album with Ozzy. Okay, there's an interesting point of view there. Then Benjamin goes, have them all on vinyl. Do you guys rate Heaven and Hell? I think it's great. What about you?
That's great. Yep.
Yep.
First album, Dio. Fucking yeah.
Yep, I think it's great. Sean Solly, he jumped in to say Sabbath just got better and more interesting as the 70s went on. Yeah, that's probably true. Those last 3 albums are amazing. I almost look at them as rock trilogy that are removed from the first 6. It's a good way to look at it, actually. But yeah, I think there's a lot of good stuff in there. Some of it, there are some misses at certain points, but yeah.
Technical Ecstasy has a couple of good rock and roll Doctor. I think's on that. Or Never Say Die. But those albums I don't listen to as much as I probably should. But there's some good stuff, and then there's some stuff that would appeal to different people.
Yeah,
they're not as good as the earlier albums, but yeah.
Every band goes through their changes. Benjamin jumped in with the old Aussie or Dio debate. We did an entire special on this one.
Yeah, I love Dio, but I go with Aussie.
I choose Dio. So there's one for that. I might put another.
Dio's easily the better singer. Dio's definitely the better singer, but Aussie's the better personality.
Yeah, whereas I've always gravitated towards the technical execution, especially on a vocalist, and I think that Dio brought something pretty special to him as well. So either way, you're not going to lose. I think our whole check it out. It's on our YouTube channel. The whole special is there. It was decided by like half a point, something insane like that. It was fucking ridiculous.
It was very tight.
Yeah. So people are getting involved in the comments of that one. Jeff also said Nativity in Black is easily one of the best tribute albums. Good call, Benjamin. That was cool there. Here we go. Helen's got some nice words for you, Dave. Dave, unwittingly, is a true romantic, a good quality, and he's very forgiving and generous in his review at times. What a bloke. There you go. Dave is...
Thank you very much.
What else we got here? What? Hang on. What? Fuck. Backtracking was my favorite Sab reissue. That's from Benjamin Payne. But he also said, yes, I noticed the bar sign up there. Yeah, that's always here, mate. What else we got here? Helen also said it can also be about the quality of equipment. My Bose hears every nuance and plays it. Okay, I think they're talking amongst themselves about the previous song there. So Ben's jumped in. What's your favorite drink, boys? This will be interesting. You got a favorite drink?
Anything with alcohol.
Yep, that's pretty much going to sum it up.
Yeah. As far as beer goes, pretty much go to Carlson or Crownies or Guinness. If I'm not out of the gig and I'm driving, I'll stay. If I'm staying home, I'll drink Guinness. If I'm out, I'll stick with, anything. As far as spirits go, Jameson's, Captain Morgan, Jack Daniels. I shy away from Jim Beam these days. I've had a few bad experiences.
It's too sweet.
Yeah, that could be it. It's sweet, so you tend to drink more. And the more you drink, the more you forget about how much you drunk. Then the next thing you realize, you're throwing your guts up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, with Julia holding your hair back.
Like that has literally happened. And then at like 8 o'clock in the morning, the kids are jumping at me. Come on, let's dig a vegetable garden. If you got a hangover, just let it out. It works.
There you
go.
No
rest for the wicked.
Yeah. For me, it's easy to list what I don't drink, which is fuck all. So, generally speaking, on an ordinary day, I do like my if I'm going to have a mixer, I'll do it with dry. I don't do like bourbon and Coke anymore. I do bourbon and dry. So CC and dry is a good one. Although JD and dry is pretty good too. When it comes to beer, I really roll around that one. I really like dark beers personally. They're a good one for me. But if I'm not going down that path, then usually Coronas are the ones I drink out and about. That or Furphy, depending on what I'm in the mood for. But yeah, I like darker beers just at home having to drink them myself. But yeah, otherwise, generally speaking, a good whiskey, a really good whiskey, just with a bit of ice. I love that. Would be my all-time favorite. That's what I like to sit there and sip. I'll drink that shit all fucking day long. I love that sort of stuff. A good whiskey, a little bit of ice, fantastic for me. Sean jumped in before to say 10 out of 10 for Bill's wife's red tights on the cover. Yes, the story of the artwork is a story of its own. So go and do your digging on that one if you're really interested in that one. This whole album was a clusterfuck when it came to that sort of stuff. And the Watcher Collects Comics, thank you for joining us again on YouTube. He's gone, I am lucky to have a copy of Sabotage on a 1970s vinyl pressing. The analog sound makes this record so special. The original Sabbath record sounds so different to the remasters on Spotify. That would be fucking impressive to hear.
I would love to hear that.
Yeah, that would be fucking good one. Nice catch there. Glad you've got a hold of that one. What else we got here? We got a whole people going whiskey sour and Jaeger. Yeah, I'll drink all those fucking things. Dio also brought the lyrics, Wayne said before, so now people are getting into it about who's more important, Dio or Ozzy. So it's all good. What else we got here? Still more back. I'm not going to go. Benjamin jumped in to say, God bless the person who says Victoria bitter. I don't think you get any of us saying, or you'll say that. I'm not a huge VB fan personally.
I prefer Carlton, but if you're at a venue and there is a venue where VB is the quality stuff there. But I can drink that all night if I have to. That'd be the best of a bad one.
Yep. Helen's got a bit of burley on the compost. Yeah, that'll do it too for your hangover story there. And Nikki's gone, can relate to the beam being evil. Well, there you go. Yes. Now, Mikey's jumped in to say Shiraz. Yeah, I love a good red. A good dry red. I love a good dry red.
I never used to like red until I started drinking it, and then I realized the more of it that you drink, the better it tastes. So,
yeah, well,
not good to start with, but the more you get into it, good bottle, yeah, it's good.
Get it with a good little serving of food. It's fucking, I love it, and that gets you started with. You have it start with your meal, and you just fucking keep drinking after that.
Red wine and some steak.
Yeah. Jeff's gone. You lads need to get a bottle of Crown Royal Black, best Canadian whiskey on the planet. Okay, noted.
I have to try that. I have to go down to Dan Murphy to see if they got that. I'm also looking for the Iron Maiden beer. I can't find that. I've never tried it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I brought my brother a whiskey recently too. I've got to ask him how he went with that one. He was supposed to try it and didn't get a taste, bastard. My brother got a really, really good bottle of whiskey out of me, so I was like, fuck, I want to try that one. But there's also a couple of Australian I'm keen to try as well. There's some Australian whiskies that are doing pretty well, so I want to go and try some of those coming up as well.
The Bacardi rum is pretty good.
Hey?
Bacardi rum.
I prefer, if I'm going to go the rum, the one you got, the Captain Morgan spiced is pretty good. Yeah, just stay away from Bundy. Bundy's fucking pox. Benjamin jumped into Corona, Mexican beer and tequila. Yes, that's what we're going to be. Actually, it's funny because Jody found a nice little recipe we're going to try about mixing Corona and tequila with a bit of something else in there too. But when I was over in Europe, they had this thing where it was a tequila beer, and it had, you know, we used to have the cold shots kind of thing with the beer with the vodka shot. Yeah, this thing was a tequila and beer shot mix. And it was fucking awesome. You could drink this thing all fucking day. I love tequila, for the record. I love tequila. A lot of people I know don't like tequila, but I fucking love tequila. So, yeah, like I said, it's easy to list what I don't drink because I'll drink pretty much fucking anything.
Pretty much,
yeah. Tim, VB is toilet water. Yeah, it's pretty hard, that one. What else we got here? Tim's gone Maker's Mark is the go. Maker's Mark is a very nice one. I will pay that. I do like that. And the bottle is cool too, for that matter. Helen jumped in to say, once owned a vineyard named Roger That, award-winning. Okay. You have a lot of stories over your years. I'm fucking hell. You'd be one to pick the brain off. Mikey jumped in to say, Shiraz would pass to red sauce. Yes, definitely. And Tony agreed with Tim before, Maker's Mark on ice. Very nice. The hard drinking show might be a good one for us here. We should do something on that. But anyway, what else we got? We got to get Jim back on. Yes, we will try and get Jim back on. And okay, Jeff said, and selected Dan Murphy's have the black Kringle for one. Okay, cool. There we go. There's one for you. All right, so we've gone way off topic onto alcohol here. We should do a fucking a stream of some sort on some alcohol at some stage.
Yes.
I've talked about that in the past about doing alcohol content. I don't know. We have talked about it.
We'll get shit-faced. I like it. This is a good idea.
All I need to do is be able to not have to go to work the next day. That'll be enough for me.
I don't think they'll sponsor us, though. On most bottles, they say drink responsibly, and our slogan's drink up, rock on. It kind of contrasts.
They do contradict each other. Oh, yes, there's a nice one here. Mikey's gone gold gin or cold gin. Yes, gin is very nice if you're in the mood for it too. There's a lot. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm already drinking. I don't need more ideas. I've got a fucking bottle here to drink.
Yeah, I'm in kids territory now.
The old-time alcoholica. That's pretty much it. There we go. Ooh, here's a tough question from David on Facebook. Who was your favorite Sabbath drummer, Vinny Appice or Bill Ward?
Bill Ward. I think he had more swing and more feel.
I think when Bill was on, I'm going to take Bill out of those two. Vinny is great, And what he did later on with other artists too was really cool as well. Same with Carmine for that matter. But yeah, Bill for me in Black Sabbath, in that band, just the way he hit in the video that I linked up, he looks like a fucking Viking warrior just hitting that shit like fucking when he was at his peak, live. He was yeah. But I would say that Geezer Butler is incredibly overlooked. When people talk about their favorite bass players, what he does for that band is fucking amazing. So there we go. There's another. He did. Geezer is and his GZR stuff is not bad either if you like it a bit heavier than what Black Sabbath was doing too. So the album he did with Burton C. Bell, that was fantastic. That's a good record.
I don't think I've heard that. I'll have to check it out. That'd be cool.
Yeah, no, check that one out. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Here we go. Fuck me. A lot of comments. That's not an interesting poll here we should put on the page too. Who was your favorite, or in the lounge maybe? Favorite Sabbath drummer? Apathy Award. That's a good one. Sally jumped in to say she's a tequila girl. That and red wine. More front than Myra on it though, which is not bad. Yes, here we go. Jeff, does anyone remember Tony Martin, the forgotten singer for Sabbath? 6 albums, 4 of which are fantastic. Yes, overlooked, criminally overlooked. Actually, I think he deserves a lot more credit than he got.
I didn't hear any of his stuff until we did the Sabbath special, but he's got some fucking good stuff.
Some very good stuff in there. We should do another Sabbath special, complete Sabbath special at some point in the future. We will get to that. Not this year, but at some stage. Oh, I don't know. We haven't plotted Halloween yet. I'm thinking it's either that or Slipknot. I don't know. We'll see how we go. I don't know. We've got a few other ones there. There's a lot to go to. Helen jumped in to say there's a serious bass guitarist among us who is a grandson of Dan Murphy. Okay, cool. And Benjamin's jumped in to say, for a good smoker bud, to be honest, I rate Geezer. Here's another one, Vinny Appice or Carmine. Now, that's a harder one. Vinny or Carmine. That's a harder one. That I might need to take on notice and think about that one a little bit. That's a bit tougher. That's I haven't got it. I might lean toward Carmine. I think his body of work overall is a bit more interesting to me, but I might be wrong on that one. But
I'm leaning towards a piece, but it's like, give us a week. I might have to do some research on this.
Yeah, there's a bit overall,
there. But from what I know, I'm leaning towards a piece. But both
Carmine, or they're both. Which one are you going for, Carmine or Vinny?
Vinny.
Vinny, yeah. See, I'm probably thinking Carmine, but that's an interesting one there. What else? Here we go. Watcher Collects Comics has gone. The GZR record was Plastic Planet. That's the one with Burton C. Bell. Highly recommend. That's a very, very good record, that one. I really do love that one. Here we go. More specials here too. Like Jeff is still waiting on Rush Part 2. Another one from Motorhead. A lot there with Motorhead too.
Well, Motorhead.
Yeah, we got to do a full-on Motorhead special too. We only did sort of half that discography last time around. That was kept us there until bloody well 4 a.m. But we're on track to be here until 4 a.m. at this rate. So we should start to wrap up. Remember to check the lounge after this. After we sign off, I'll go inside and do some things. But check out the lounge for a post to do with what's happening this coming Saturday. Give us your requests on that post to get involved with our possible TV finale on that one. So Wayne, if you're watching, I want you involved in that one. So you fucking get in the chat and get involved. You know how to find us. Okay, while you can check us out later tonight, 10:30 p.m. on Channel 44 in Adelaide. There's another episode, which is a part 2 of our grunge special tonight. Saturday night, 10:30 p.m. Channel 31. We're still on TV for now, so you can see us there. There's another new episode coming up. With this time around, we have reviews of not El Colosso. That Simpsons band we did recently. What the fuck?
Dr. Colosso.
Dr. Colossus, that's it. That and Carmeria are the reviews that made it to TV with a whole bunch of clips around that too. That's coming up on Saturday night on Channel 31. And then after that, we'll see what happens because in theory, the next episode on June 27, I think for us, will be our TV finale if the government doesn't change their mind. So we're planning for that to be the case. The only things that will get in the way of that being our finale is if there's a last-minute reprieve or if the Antenna Awards go ahead on that day, and then we won't be airing an episode either way. So we're not sure how much we've got. We're just sort of winging it at the moment. No one really knows until everyone knows what's going to happen with the government. So it's no one's fault. We just got to wait and see what happens with what the dickheads in the government decide to do. We'll go to the bin in a second. Make sure you follow us. Our details in the description. Like I said, please follow, like, subscribe, all the usual things. Keep getting involved in the discussions we have here. It's great having you all amongst us, having a lot of fun with these chats, which is awesome. Please check out our sponsors too. A big thank you to Squidding, Stream Printing, Alt, Cult, and Rockstar Finance. Their details, just like ours, are in the description of this. So please find them, give them a follow, show them some support for the help they give us here at the show. They do mean a lot to us. So it would be a small thing you can do is just give them a follow. Don't spam or anything. They do very good posts, so please do check them out. We've plugged all the other stuff. Our next special, apart from our upcoming TV finale, potentially, is the Metal Church, which we'll be filming not this coming Saturday, the one after. We're planning on that one, so stick around for more information on that to come as well. And I am trying to get a lot of archive stuff out there. It's just we're absolutely smashed behind the scenes at the moment, so it's harder than it would like to be. But hopefully we'll get some more out there soon. Our next stream, if everything goes to plan, is on Sunday. So, Dave, hopefully you'll join us for this one because the plan is to do Rautism, a local band, the latest, a new release from Styx, which drops tomorrow, and also the new Halloween album drops tomorrow. So we're going to have to talk about that one. Aren't we, Dave?
Oh, yeah.
Tuesday.
Looking forward to this one.
Sorry?
Looking forward to this album. Kai Henson's back, man. Everyone's losing their shit over Michael Kiske. I'm losing my shit over Kai Henson.
Yeah, no, it's everything I've heard so far is fucking good, so I'm keen to hear this one. Acolyte is our next interview on Tuesday, so we are super keen to talk to Acolyte on Tuesday night. And our Thursday deep cuts next week will be Fear Factory, Crown, and another classic album yet to be determined, so stick around or follow us on social for more information on that. So what's coming up over the next week. Cool. But that's about it for now. So now we're going to start wrapping things up. We have some nice comments coming through here. Let's hear Nikki. Did you not watch just now Tuesday's interview? Can you plug? Yes, we're talking to Acolyte on Tuesday. Benjamin, Halloween. We're talking about Halloween's new album dropping tomorrow or in a few hours from now as we're talking about this tonight. Helen, guys, we love sponsors. Anything from Dan's. Yep, I would love to have that one. Benjamin TV, guys. Yes, we're hopefully still on TV. We'll see what happens, but we may not be there. Helen also said, met Mickey D, Motorhead, Cherry. Oh, that would be cool. Did not realize we were have a pic with his wife, then the penny dropped. There you go. That's cool. Everyone's having a nice, enjoyable show with us tonight. So thank you for tuning in on the comments and getting involved. It's been great having some people here tonight to join us. Now it's time for the fun part before we do sign off for the night, and that is the bin. So, Dave, what have you got for the bin this time around?
Okay. Anyone who's worked in any type of warehousing or maybe a supermarket or department store back dock knows they're pretty much a standard size of pallets.
Yep.
You got Loscombe and you got Shep. That's pretty much the stock standard. Then you got the dodgy size ones. The ones that, I don't know why they create these things, but it could be just to fuck with people. But a lot of places just have a walkie stack with those tines that come out down the bottom. Yep. And you got the tines that come and pick it. Some pallets have like not even an inch, like a bee's dick in between. So you can't even curve to go in. It has to be dead on straight.
Yeah,
you can kind of get away with that. And then there's some pallets with a big fucking plank of wood right in the middle. So you got to go down and adjust your tines on the fork or the walkie stacker to get that on. You can't just. It's a stock standard. Go with Loscombe or Shep. That's the way it should be. But these other places just fuck with you. And that's not the worst of it. There are some that put the plank underneath in the wrong spot. So you got the pallet jack, and you jack it up, and it breaks the fucking pallet.
Yep.
Right? It's so annoying. And then there's the plastic ones that make it even worse. So I don't know who these people are that just think, oh, my pallet idea design is better than yours. I can't stick to the stock standard. I'm just going to screw with people, make life hard for them. Because, yeah, there's been times where I've broken the arse out of the middle of a pallet and then the whole thing just kind of collapses into the middle. Yeah. It's a good bit I can laugh at shit like that because it's annoying, but it's also funny. But, yeah, Shep, Loscombe, that's the shit. Stick to the standard. Don't think you're anything special. It's been designed. You don't need to design it again because your new designs are shit. Stick to the standard. So, yeah.
I feel your pain. People may not know this. I used to work in a warehouse for quite about 5 years, I think it was, and the pallets I had to deal with were a lot of fun there. I had pallets for everything. Like, if you think the ones you've got are bad, try dealing with what I used to deal with. It was fucking nuts. Walking stackers are fun though, but what I found the worst in that regard was the Euro pallets. You ever had a Euro pallet?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and the ones that are really bad about the Euro pallets is the way you're supposed to load them,
and then they don't actually fit the tines of your standard fork, walkie stacker, or pallet jack. So you can only lift it on one side, and then you got to drag it around on an angle all the way around a fucking warehouse. That was a lot of fun.
I used to just stick those ones on top of a Shep. It's like, fuck it, I can put the standard one underneath and screw it.
The trouble is when you got to get it off again when you drop it off to the truck. That's the painful thing for me. So when you use right on pallet jack versus a fork, then there's limited selection of forks and walkie stackers. That's a bit of a different problem entirely. Benjamin's gone in. Take note, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. Well, that's pretty much all of us here. And Helen jumped in saying she feels your pain when you own a vineyard pallet stick with your cycle. So don't blame you for that one either. Yeah, good luck with that. All right, my bin is a little more serious today. I'm just going to do a quick little bin of the privatization of the power grid in this state currently in the hill communities. I don't know if any of them can even watch us tonight. Talking about Sassafras and other places out that way, Kilmore, whatnot. They're all under the pump, and it looks like they could be without power for up to 3 more weeks, which is a complete fucking travesty. So just wanted to say, put that shit in the bin, and my thoughts and care go out to all those people currently impacted by not having any power for days already, and it could be weeks before they get it back. That's really, really fucked up. I do feel for you. I used to live out that way, so I know a lot about those communities. So hopefully you're all working together, pulling together like you normally do. And he's hoping that it all gets fixed a lot sooner than that 3 weeks that they're fucking talking about. Benjamin, no, I'm not going to spew in that bin. That's Dave's job for later on. But that's it for us for now. That's another one done and dusted. We'll see you all again very, very soon. We're back again on Sunday. Otherwise, check us out on TV tonight and on Saturday night as well in Melbourne. So that's it for now, though. We'll see you all again very, very soon. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Andrew.
I'm Dave.
As always,
drink up
and rock on. Okay, now for those that watch us for a while, you know the drill. I'm going to say goodbye to each of the individual platforms. So first of all, it's Tata for Twitter. So thank you. Bye-bye for now. We'll see you again soon. That's 1 down, 2 to go. Next up is YouTube. Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye.